Welcome to
Midnight Circle.
from your friends at House of Whimsical Terror.
A chat about curious topics.
And this week's topic is...
Galway's ghosts.
Yes. I love Galway.
Yeah, no visit to Ireland would be complete without including our beloved County Galway. It wouldn't.
It would not.
Yeah, so we're going to tell you guys a little bit about it. A center for the arts and history and festivals. It's also filled with spirits, specters, and many fantastical tales.
Mm-hmm.
So today we'll start with one of the many ruins that can be seen around the countryside. The Hag's Castle, also known as Tullochine Castle, is where we're going to start. So originally there were two castles that stood where the Hag's Castle stands. The other fell in a great storm in 1839, and the castles were built by the O'Flaherty clan. Yes.
And the word you skipped was near Mycullen.
Oh, near Mycullen. That is right. That is where it is.
Yes.
Should we just do this over?
No.
Okay, good. Because I'm just going to roll with this unedited version.
Yeah.
All right. These guys are going to think I never sleep. I don't know. That's what it's like. So these two castles were built by the O'Flaherty clan, who put up a fierce resistance to the English invaders, which I think is very important to know.
Yes.
As time moved on, the sisters were said to be witches.
Of course.
And they lived next door to each other in these castles, but they didn't like each other at all. So every day they would yell at each other through the high castle windows, and one day, one sister was done with it. So she wandered over and killed her sister.
Oh, no. Bad.
Yeah, but then she was all alone, and her life lost purpose, and she eventually passed on.
Yep.
The sisters couldn't be buried next to each other because it was thought that they would bicker through eternity.
And they probably would.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So there's also a haunted battlefield in County Galway named for the Battle of Aughrim. It was here that there was a battle fought in 1691 between the forces of William of Orange and James II.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands died, and most were left to lay for a very long time. And it's believed many never left, and that you can still hear their cries. But out of all the phantoms, the most famous is a greyhound.
A dog?
A dog who followed his master into the fray. And his master was killed, but the dog refused to leave him.
I love dogs.
So this dog remains at the site, ghostly. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's said that hearing his howl can paralyze you. Aughrim is reputed to be the most haunted location in the county of Galway.
Whoa. And since we're here, we visited it, and Mary had her little ghost app on, capturing words, and some interesting words came up while we were there. And we weren't there long. I would say we were there maybe 45 minutes, kind of wandering around the battlefield area. But the words that came up were killed, sides, riding as in riding a horse, and Dutch. And there was a Dutch contingent that were with the Williamites fighting against the Irish Jacobites.
Which I did not even know. So then I was like, Dutch. And then you let me know.
Well, I looked it up. Because
it was wild.
I'm not that good with history. Yeah. But that was really interesting that those came up. Yeah. So we do not quite know how to pronounce this next word. Dunsandla House is yet another haunted site, and I probably butchered that.
Well, but they can let us know on Facebook or on our podcast.
Yeah, it looks like Dunsandle, but I'm sure you don't pronounce it that way. It was once a magnificent mansion built in the 18th century. It fell into decay, and most of it demolished in the 1950s. Ruins still stand in its place. It is known that the mantelpiece of the mansion has a ghostly form attached to it. It is made of intricately carved stone. Yeah. The ghost was first noted by a stonemason who removed parts of the mantle for himself. He believed the ghost followed him back to his workshop and wreaked havoc. It was throwing things and making strange noises each night, and the man reported hearing violin music coming from the mantelpiece. The mason was so terrified that he tried to get someone to take the piece, but no one would do it. No one knows what happened to it, as it is lost to time. To this day, it is unknown also why this piece had significance. Was it an old visitor to the house or a spirit of the area it's built upon? The question remains, but the answer may never be known. And here's my favorite subject.
Oh, yes.
I think Americans are really fascinated with these, and I'm sure Irish people make lots of fun of us about it.
Probably.
But it's still my favorite subject.
Yeah.
Prehistoric ring forts or fairy forts are found all around rural Galway. And our lovely friend Tom took us to one on his land, and we were able to video him, which, y'all get to enjoy that video.
Oh, yeah. And I just need to say that before I stepped in the fairy fort, first I asked, because you have to ask the fairies.
You have to ask permission.
Yeah, ask permission. And then I stepped in, and then I looked at you, and you were like, it's silent. And you pointed to your ears, and I was like, whoa, it was silent.
Yeah. And it's open. It's not.
Yeah. So I could hear all these birds and all the sound, and then I stepped in, and it was silent.
Yeah. And then you can be in there when it's raining and it's open to the sky, but you can't feel the rain. We did leave offerings of gratitude, and we did thank them when we left. Still not a good idea to go in fairy forts. But,
no, it's not.
But we went with Tom. He let us go.
Yeah.
So there are remnants of these stone circles. Local lore states that they are the dwelling places of, in quotes, the good people, or the Tuatha De Danann, the first inhabitants of Ireland, and that they defended them by issuing curses to any that disturb them or try to destroy the ring. They are considered to be places of magic, sacred and revered. They have survived for millennia, and we expect they will continue. If you come upon a ring fort, take care not to disturb it or its vegetation. Do not pick anything in there. And as one of my professors told me, do not eat anything near a fairy fort or inside of it.
Yeah. And we're going to actually have an episode about some ring fort, fairy fort.
Yeah,
stuff.
We will. You will. So you'll be experiencing lots of things about fairies during our Irish
extravaganza.
Yes,
our Irish extravaganza.
You may see lights or hear music coming from them at night. In 1992, Sean Quinn ran into a wedge tomb and ring fort while doing a quarry expansion. The site was relocated regardless of the warnings, and Quinn became penniless, losing all he had, and rightly so, if you ask me.
I agree.
Many believe it was because he did not heed the warnings and respect the fairy dwellings within the fort. Leave them alone.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So from ring forts to passage tombs to manor houses to castles, there is so much to explore and experience in Ireland. Just be sure to do it with respect and courtesy.
Yes.
And I will say, it's amazing, amazing time.
Yes, it is. We're having a blast.
Yeah.
And we really love the west of Ireland. We love all of Ireland, but the west coast
is the best for me. For us. All right. So you guys, until next time, thanks for joining us. And we will have more soon.